socks you have available, and if you don't have any available, that's okay. Just grab a blanket, and you can fold the blanket in half. You can sit on top of the blanket. But we want to come to a tall spine. Let your hands just rest on your lap. Today I offer you face down to feel a little bit more grounded today. And if that doesn't feel good for you, then just rotate the palms up, more of a receiving posture. Just sit up tall and close your eyes. And start to quiet down all the thoughts. Let all the stuff going on inside your head go. Feel the connection of your sitting bones into your prop or your mat. Notice the place where your feet touch the earth. Feel the connection to your hands and the top of your legs. Feel the length of your spine as you sit up tall. And bring your awareness to your breath as you begin to inhale and exhale through the nose. Beginning to deepen the breath. Maybe allow that inhale to be a 5, 6, or 7 count. And see if your exhale can match your inhale. And just pause here with this very intentional breath. As you continue to inhale and exhale through the nose, take a moment to notice the belly. Feel the belly rise and fall with your breath. Keeping your eyes closed, drop the chin down to the chest. And then reach your chin all the way up to the sky. Bring your chin back to neutral. Drop the right ear to the right shoulder, just for a moment. A little bit of movement to that cervical spine. Coming back to center. Left ear to left shoulder. And then back through center. Gently shake the head no. Allow the eyes to begin to open. Make your way into child's pose. Knees come to the earth. Let your big toes come to touch. Let your knees come as wide as you can, as wide as it feels comfortable in your body. And as the hips sit back onto the heels, reach your fingers forward, forehead to the mat. Pausing right here. Feeling the palms press into the mat. Maybe the elbows begin to lift, engaging the shoulders. See if you can relax the shoulders away from your ears. So the shoulders are engaged, but they're not scrunched up by your ears. They're down the back, broadening across the back. And then engage the belly. Walk hands to the left, right hand on the left, and then press that right hip back towards the heel for your side body stretch. Moving back to center. Walking the hands to the right. Left hand lands on the right. And breathe into that left rib cage. Moving back to center. Grab a prop. It could look like blocks, hardcover books, or your bolster, and place it near the top of your mat. And then go ahead and put your hands on top of the bolster. And as you let the forehead sink back towards the earth, we get now a deeper stretch into the top of the shoulders. And here I like to keep my hands really wide. So maybe try out a nice wide grip. And if that doesn't feel good, just bring them closer together. And then pause right here for about 5 rounds of breath. We open up through the shoulders. And slowly start to rise up and walk your hands towards you. Bring your knees together. We're going to just take a moment here and sit on our feet. So tuck your toes underneath you. And then pull this little pinky toe out so he doesn't get left behind. And if this already feels like a lot, keep your hands on the mat. If you have a little more space in those feet, you can rise up to seated. And sit up as tall as you can. Hands come to the top of your thighs. And breathe. If it gets to be too much, you can relax the feet. Or you can come forward. I'm already trying to come out of it. Let's take 3 more rounds of breath here in this yogi toe squat. All right, lean forward. Flex your feet, pat them on the mat, let the blood come back down to those toes. And so keeping your prop right here. So if you have a bolster or a blanket, that's what we're going to use for this next posture. You can also use a block if you're using that instead. But we're going to make our way onto our back for a modified fish pose. And we want this prop to come across the shoulder blade. So if you're using a block, it's going to come right between your shoulders and pretty high up so that the head can relax off of your prop and lean back. If you're using a blanket, go ahead and roll it up into the shape of a bolster similar to this one. Or if you have your bolster, use that. As you lean back, you want it to be pretty high on this back so that the shoulder blades themselves are resting on your props and the top of the shoulders can come off as the head leans back and you open up the thoracic spine into this big heart opener of modified fish pose or supported fish pose. And if you don't have any props available, that's okay too. You can also take an active fish pose by coming back onto your forearms and sliding your hands under your booty. And then just lifting the heart up towards the ceiling, letting the head come back as far as it feels comfortable. So once you find your spot, let's settle into this hold. And if you're in an active variation of this posture, you come out when you're ready. Take about 3 more rounds of breath here. Once you've completed your 3 rounds of breath, we'll slowly begin to make our way off of our prop. Moving it off to the side, coming all the way down to our backs. And then hug your knees into your body just for a moment. Maybe rock gently side to side. And extend the legs long, reach the arms overhead, full body stretch. Hug the right knee into the body. And then pull that knee in so that you can apply a little bit of pressure to the right side of your torso. And slowly rotate through this ankle one direction. Nice and slow, don't rush. And then rotate the opposite way. Release the leg, extend the arms long overhead. And then draw left knee into the body. Slowly rotate through this ankle. Make sure you go both directions. Release the leg, arms overhead, full body stretch. Hug both knees back into the body for a spinal twist. Arms open wide like a cactus. Back of the hands to the earth. Knees drop to the right. Left shoulder remains on the mat. Pause here. Moving down the spine, we started in the cervical spine. Move to the thoracic spine. Now we're in that lumbar spine. That's the really bendy, curvy part of your back. Let your next inhale, bring your knees back through center. And then let the exhale drop them over to the left. Keeping the right shoulder now on the earth and looking over that right shoulder. Knees come back through center. Let the feet come down to the mat. Hands will come down by your side. As we move down now into the sacrum spine, very bottom portion of our spine. Grab your block. If you have one, if not, that's okay too. If you have the block, place it between the knees. We're going to take one active bridge and then we'll move to that supported bridge and hold that one. So block comes between the knees, just below the knees. Hands press into the earth as the hips lift up. Don't make this your deepest back bend yet. Be gentle here. If you have the space to go a little more, you can do that, but we haven't done a whole lot. Feel the thighs pressing into your block. See if you can lengthen through the neck. Slowly start to roll down one vertebrae at a time. The full spine is on the mat. Knees come together, feet wide apart. Hands to the low belly. And just breathe right here. Walk your feet back under your knees. Grab your block. And this time in supported bridge, that prop slides underneath the tailbone. Right below the waistband. And let your tailbone rest on the prop as you begin to elongate through that sacrum spine. You can stay right here with the knees bent, or you could even extend the legs for a slightly deeper stretch, adding that front hip flexor stretch as well. Wherever you are, we'll take about 3 more rounds of breath here. Bending back into your knees, the legs are extended. Pressing into your feet as you lift the hips off of your prop and slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time. Again, knees come together, the feet stay wide open. Walk the feet under the knees. Hug them into the body. Rock side to side, massaging the low back. And then, yogis, Begin to rock forwards and backwards along the length of your spine. Take 2 or 3 rocks. Make your way up. Come onto your knees into tabletop. So as we work our way down the body into the hips and the hamstrings, I want us to take a down dog just to kind of warm up the area first. So tuck your toes under, lift your knees up for that downward facing dog. You can take this down dog in stillness, or you could walk your dog out, bending into one knee, then the other. If you're walking your dog out, eventually settle into some stillness. Just take a moment right here, allowing the back of the legs to lengthen, allowing that spine to lengthen back out after those stretches. And then walk your hands back towards your knees. We're going to take ragdoll. So grab opposite elbows and bend the knees, allowing the hamstrings to gently open. Let the head hang really heavy here. So maybe you shake it no and yes. Once the hamstrings start to open a little more, you could even begin to straighten the legs a little more. Keep the belly strong and engaged. Let go of any tension in the neck or shoulders. Release any binds that you have. As you inhale, come to that halfway lift. Feel the hamstrings release. Let the belly be strong. Let the exhale fold you back forward, bending the knees and rolling up as slowly as you can. Imagining your hands are like weights. As you slowly roll up, when the head lifts, reach the arms overhead and bring the hands to prayer at your heart. Let's take 2 sun breaths here. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Let the exhale bow you forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Rise back up. This time, reverse swan dive. Sweep the arms overhead. Exhale the hands to your heart. Let's do one more just like that. Inhale, fill up. Bow as you exhale. Halfway lift. Fold. Rise up, sweep the arms and hands to prayer at your heart. Just a little bit of movement to warm up those hamstrings. Now let's get into those hips and hamstrings, shall we? Inhale, sweeps the arms. As you fold, exhale it out. Take your halfway lift. Fold forward and walk back out to your downward facing dog. Reach your right leg up to a 3 points. Hip is closed in this 3 points. Leg is parallel to the earth. Foot is flexed. Strengthen that piriformis and groin area. And then bend your knee and open the hip up as you rotate the knee to the sky. Straighten that right leg long. And send your right foot forward for low lunge. So left knee's gonna drop to the earth. If you have props, you can place them under the hands for support. Pausing here in this low lunge, opening up that left hip flexor, front part of the left hip, also through this right glute. And take this back into a split prep. Hips are going to come all the way back. Flex through your right foot. And if those hamstrings are really tight, bring hands close into the body. However, if they're pretty open, you've got lots of space in those hamstrings, you can walk them away from you and fold over that right leg. So whatever you're feeling like today. And hey, if you're open as can be and you want full splits, don't let me stop you. I'm going to stay right here though. Now, wherever you are, let's bend back into the right knee for lizard lunge. Walk your right foot all the way out to the side of your mat so that your hands come inside of that foot. And so you can pause right here. We're going to hold this one for a little bit. So you can stay up on the hands like I am. You could drop down to your forearms if that's available to you. You also, if you have props available, you can rest forearms on the prop. I think that's where I'm going to set up today. As you begin to open up that right hip, imagine as you inhale that you're sending the breath all the way down to that right hip. No, it's not physically possible, so let it be energetically possible. Where can you soften? Is it the shoulders that need to relax a little? Are those right toes gripping the earth? You're almost there. Now, rise back up onto your hands if you weren't already there. We're moving into half pigeon. So, if you know you like half pigeon on your back, make your way there now. It'll be right ankle crossing the left knee. You're coming on to your belly in traditional half pigeon. Walk this right foot over to the left side of your mat. Wiggle it over. And then drop the right knee down as you lower the body down. Now, if you're leaning all the way onto this right hip, maybe use a prop like your blanket or your block underneath that right hip for support. And then take a peek back at your left foot, straighten it out. I'm going to move my block here. It's keeping me off balance. Sit up tall before you fold, unless you're on your back. Let's stay where you are. When you're ready, go ahead and lower down. And as you lower here, see if you can relax the shoulders. Can you use a prop or something nearby to get you out of your shoulders? We'll hold this one for even longer. So as you start to settle in, begin to quiet the mind back down. Let the breath help you. Focus on that in-breath. And notice that exhale. As you inhale and exhale through the nose, notice the slightly cooler air on the inhale. And notice the slightly warmer air as you exhale that same breath out over your upper lip. Keep breathing, yogis, right where you are. Start to rise back up. We're all going to meet in downward facing dog, so whether you're on your belly or your back. If you're on your belly, tuck your left toes under and reach the right leg long behind you. If you're on your back, come into that down dog and work out that right hip any way that you need to. Maybe opening the head, maybe some circles with the knee. When you're ready, release the right foot to the mat. Pause here in down dog just for a moment so that you can feel the difference between the right and left leg. Feel the energy moving along that right leg. And notice the absence of it in that left leg. Now let's even that out. So left leg will lift, 3 points. Pause here. Flex through the foot. And now bend the knee, open the hip up. As you do this, make sure you're not dumping the weight into that right hand, so a little more weight to that left hand. Shoulders are still square towards the front of the mat. And then straighten the left leg long. Step it forward for your low lunge. Right knee comes to the earth. Knee props the knee, grab legs. Let the belly be strong. I say that a lot because I forget a lot, and so I assume you must too. Then take it back into your split spread. And in your split spread, the hips are lifted off of the ground. They're not sitting on the heel. Flex through your left foot. Can you pull that left hip back just a little? By all means, if you want that full splits on this side, you go right ahead. But like the other side, I'm going to stay right here. This is enough for me today. Flexibility is interesting. Some days you have lots of it. Some days you're a little tighter. I'm doing lots of yoga and other workouts, so I'm pretty tight these days. Bend back into your left knee for that lizard lunge. So walk the foot over to the side. Both hands inside of the foot. And then if you need to stay right here on the side up on the hands, do that. You want to take it deeper, down to forearms. Go there. I'm going back to my happy rock. And settle in here. Really important to keep the belly strong here and active. Keep that engagement. Almost there. Making your way off of your prop. We're moving into half pitch now, so come onto your back if you'd like. Otherwise, left foot walks over to the right. Drop right knee to the ground. Start in this lifted position. Nice tall spine. Right foot is straight behind you. Don't let it turn inward. I've got my fan going, it's blowing my hair in my face. So start with a nice tall spine. Get ready for your posture. And then when you're ready, lower down. If you're on your back, left ankle crosses right knee. And settle in for your hold here. Maybe bring the hands back to that low back. Notice if you're leaning to one side. If you are, use something underneath your left hip to keep those hips nice and even. Anywhere you can soften in this posture, yogis. You take some of the struggle out of the pose. You're almost there. Take one more breath here on this side. And rising up onto your hands. Let's meet back in that three-legged down dog. Right toes tuck under. Left leg reaches behind you. And work out that left any way you need to. Maybe hip circles. Maybe you take child's pose. Let's all meet on our seat with our feet in front of us. We're moving into wide-legged straddle, so we're not quite done in the hips yet. We did the outer hips, so let's get that inner thigh area next. I'm gonna bring my prop near me. I recommend sitting to the side of your mat so that your heels are supported on your mat. And just open your feet as wide as you can. So for some of us, this is really intense. And if that's you, then bring your hands behind you. Fingers are going to point towards you. And just use your hands to let you sit up nice and tall, straight spine. Flex through your feet if you can. Doesn't matter how wide the legs are. I'm going to hold this one for a bit. And if this is already uncomfortable, it may feel like forever, but I promise you it's not. So if you have maybe a little more space, you could bring the hands forward. And if you have a little more space, you could walk the hands away from you. Maybe stay right there. Maybe as you hold this, you start gaining just a little bit more space in that inner thigh area. Or maybe you even grab a prop. Maybe you grab a bunch of props. In fact, if those hamstrings are tight, you could take your blanket if you have it and fold it so it's pretty thin, not very thick, and sit at the very edge of it. That'll turn your tailbone forward, and that'll help with those tight hamstrings. If you have the space to pancake, and if you know what that is, that's in your practice, do that. You know we've got at least one uber flexible yogi in here. It ain't me. If you've seen her practice, it's amazing. We got a couple flexible yogis from what I've seen. I follow everybody on Instagram, Facebook. I'm talking to distract you from how long we're holding this. We've still got a little bit more to go. As you breathe through this, got about one more minute here in this posture. You can breathe through anything for 1 minute. Count the inhale, 5, 6, or 7 counts. And then match the exhale. Feel what you feel. Hold this a little longer. Do it, Yogi. You're almost there. Take 2 more rounds of breath. Slow rounds of breath. Don't rush it. And if you're folded, begin to rise back up. We're going to bring our feet together, maybe one at a time. Send your feet in front of you. Oh, that should feel good after that big old stretch. And start to scoot yourself forward a little so that the flesh comes away from the sit bones. Reach your arms overhead, sit up tall. As you exhale, bow over your legs. Seated forward fold. And if those hamstrings are really open, use a block maybe behind your feet. And lengthen. If the hamstrings are tight today, then just let the hands rest on top of the shins. Don't force it. Check in with your shoulders. Are they up here? If they are, relax them. Let the chin bow down to the chest. Rise back up. Make your way onto your back. You have 2 more things to do. So as you go, grab a prop near you. Coming down onto your back. We're going to come into an inversion. And today I offer you waterfall, but if there's anything else you want to do, like shoulder stands or headstand, handstand, any of the stands, you can do that. Or legs up a wall is a beautiful restorative posture you can take. And you simply go there by sliding your legs up the wall. For waterfall, however, we're going to bend your knees like we did in supported bridge. Lift your hips up, slide your blanket, bolster, block underneath your booty. And then extend your feet up to the sky. And just pause right here. Let the feet be relaxed if you're in waterfall. Maybe close the eyes. Maybe take in the sounds all around you. Without attaching to any of them, just noticing them. Let's take one more breath here. And then bring your feet down to the earth. Coming off of your prop. Slide your knees into the body. Take a little rock side to side. We're going to take another spinal twist to finish our practice, but we're going to take eagle legs to kind of close the hips back up after all of those hip openers. So let's start by crossing left knee over the right. Open the arms wide like a cactus or a T, but back of the hand's going to be on the floor. And then drop knees to the right. See if you can keep the left shoulder on the earth. Bring your knees back into center. Uncross your legs. This time it will be right leg over the left. And the knees drop to the left. Do knock over your water. Pause right there while I grab a towel. Bring your knees back into center. And wind your legs. Hug them in. This time let the forehead come up to the knees. Bring everything into center. Release the head. Extend the legs long. And set up for Shavasana for rest. Close your eyes. Relax your feet, let them follow. Unclench your jaw. Take a big breath in through your nose. Sigh it out of your mouth. Settle into rest. Change your perspective. Sometimes a slight difference in where we stand can dramatically change how we see things. One morning, shortly after sunrise, I climbed to the top of a mesa in Sedona. I'd been there the day before, staring at the shapes and forms of the other mesas and gazing down upon the city. Now, this morning, I sat in a different place to meditate and look around. The spot where I sat this day was only a few feet from where I sat before, but the view looked entirely different. I saw different shapes and different forms in the mesas. I saw a different view of the city and the world below. We often need to change our position so we can see things differently. We don't have to make a dramatic change. We just need to move around a little. Perhaps an unresolved issue is blocking our vision, blocking us from seeing the beauty that's there. Maybe it's a bit of anger or self-contempt that is interfering with our vision. Maybe the changes we need to make are minor, much less than we thought. Maybe we simply need to look at whatever we are viewing out here to change our mood and see it with eyes of love. To take a break, move around, learn to change your perspective. Maybe you don't need to change what you're looking at, you just need to change where you stand. Begin to deepen your breath. Bring gentle movement back into the body. Fingers, wrists, ankles, and toes. Eventually reaching the arms overhead. As you wake back up, whole body stretch. Slowly making your way onto your favorite side. Pause here for a moment. Taking in your practice, taking in how you feel at the end of your practice. When you're ready, make your way up to easy seated pose. Let the hands come to prayer your heart. Let's finish class with cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose. Sigh it out of the mouth, let it go. Bring the hands to the space between your eyes. The light in me honors and appreciates the light in each of you. Namaste. Namaste, yogi. Thank you for joining me on this Friday evening. The rest of your evening and weekend is wonderful and peaceful. And I appreciate you all for joining.